And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy, Cheap Ludes, and I am back with another tier list for you guys. So today we're going to be talking about the power forward position in NBA 2K21 My Team and ranking all of the power forwards in the game accordingly. Now, I did leave some power forwards off. Obviously, I left guys from like season 1, 2. I think there might be some stragglers still surviving in here, but for the most part, we're talking about newer power forwards in general. I'm also doing this entire tier list dressed like John McEnroe, famed tennis star John McEnroe. If you don't know who that is, pretty much because all my audience is like 17. So let's get some parameters out of the way. S tier, unquestionable best cards in the game. Are you really going to argue on some of these guys? I think for this position, probably not. A tier, right there. Like, they would either be S tier, they would be S tier if these S tier guys didn't exist, or there's maybe one or two flaws that I'll talk about that's keeping them out of S tier. A or B tier, I should say. Really, really good cards. A majority of the community are probably using some of these guys. For the most part, they're just a shade under A tier. Like, there's a reason they're not up there, or they're just aggressively okay, you know? C tier, specialist guys are outdated cards. I mean, they're still usable in some capacity, but for the most part, like, you can do better. D tier. I mean, they do one or two things well, or they're like really outdated. I'll specify why they're there. F tier, they're just like a little too good to be in trash tier, but they're not like tight at all. And trash tier. Trash, they're not good. Literally upgrade them as soon as humanly possible. I mean, even if they're in F tier, you should probably upgrade those like ASAP. There's cheap upgrade options, I promise. So, I try to do this between both gens, like next gen and current gen, so I try to rank accordingly based on how good a card is in both gens, etc. I do factor in like multiple playstyles and stuff as well. Like, I'm not going to sit here and just say, oh, well, I 3-hunt, so only 3-hunt guys can be ranked high, you know, stuff like that. So, let's get underway. Kenyon Martin. Oh, wait, sorry, that's Aaron Gordon, whatever, C tier, doesn't matter. Kmart, D tier. Aaron Gordon, C tier. Aaron Gordon is a better version of what Kmart essentially does, so it makes sense that they're ranked at the same time. Kmart was pretty solid when he came out. I think when he came out, I ranked him either like C tier or B tier, but at this point, you can do better. Aaron Gordon's okay. He's going to be probably bottom barrel C tier. He's like very okay, you know? And let's get an easy one out of the way. Invincible Giannis is S tier. He's one of the best power forwards in the game. I don't think he's the best power forward in the game, and we'll talk about another guy later who I think is a little bit better than him. But it's Giannis, dude. Like, what do you expect? It's a 99 everything Giannis with 60 Hoff badges. Like, I don't know. Do you need me to break this down? I really don't think you do. Antoine Jameson. He is better than Kmart and a little bit worse than Aaron Gordon. Now, Antoine Jameson, I like this card a lot, but time has kind of passed him by. It's not really his fault, but hydration. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel. This Antoine Jameson is A tier, though. Now, I will say, like, he's not the best at playing the power forward position. Just because he's 6'8" with kind of a tiny wingspan, he's not the greatest rebounder. He plays defense okay, but I do generally feel like he is incredible, especially at the small forward position. But he can play the power forward if you need him to, especially if you have like a big man down low, so you can afford a little bit of a height reduction. Antoine Jameson is a monster. If he was, let's say, 2 inches taller with like a 3-inch larger wingspan, he'd be S tier, but that's why he's A tier. Austin Crocier, it hurts to put my man down in F tier, but yeah, it just at this point all he can do is shoot. And majority of power forwards and even like centers can shoot at this point, so that kind of took that away from him. Billy Cunningham, I mean, if he's badged up, maybe he's D tier, but standard, F. He's not very good. Big Blake, I might be overvaluing Big Blake when I put him in B tier, but I do generally feel like he belongs there. That's just me, though. Bobby Jones, he's better than Aaron Gordon. I would put him in C tier. He'll probably end up being like a higher C tier card if I'm being honest, because I like this card a lot, so I am going to hype him a little bit more. I try to put my biases behind me when I'm ranking cards, but sometimes in the case of Bobby Jones, where I'm both biased and the card is sick, it's kind of hard to put that behind me. Boris Diaw. I think Boris Diaw is C tier. He's close to B tier. Like, you could argue that he, for your personal playstyle, belongs in B tier, but I just think when you look at the B tier guys at the power forward position, I think he belongs in C tier. Byron Beck, trash. He's like worse Billy Cunningham. That's like the best way I can describe him. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. Carmelo Anthony, he's better than Kmart. I'd put him in like D tier. He's outdated though. This is the land of the outdated cards. Like a lot of the outdated guys are going to end up in D tier for sure. Chris Bosh, I'm not going to do a pterodactyl noise. Wait, what does a T-Rex sound like? Do we even know what No, we don't know what dinosaurs sound like. We just pretend like we do. So technically everything is wrong. All right, anyways, Chris Bosh. I would put him like right behind Bobby Jones and Boris Diaw in C tier. Don't think he's quite good enough to be in B tier, but Bosh is actually more solid than a lot of people give him credit for. So Danny Ferry, B. At one point he was A, even S tier, but I think his time has kind of passed him by a little bit. I think B tier makes sense for him. He is still usable. Like a large majority of the player base still uses Danny Ferry, and for good reason. He's definitely upper B tier. This original Idols Chris Webber, I would throw him in F. He's like the best card in F tier. I do generally feel like Antoine Jameson, Carmelo Anthony, and Kenyon Martin are all better than Chris Webber. I mean, I think he was the first Opal to drop. It was either him or Dwayne Wade. I can't remember. I think it was actually Chris Webber. Yeah. Chuma Okiki. Chuma's a beast. I don't care what anyone says. He's the best card in C tier. Like, right now. Chuma is so good. Like, he is so incredibly good. This card, man. Danilo Gallinari. I might be jumping a little bit on the hype train here, but I think Danilo's a B tier guy. Now, all said and done, he's probably going to end up low B tier, but Danilo's really good. He plays much better at the small forward than the power forward, I will say that, but he can competently play the power forward if you need him to. Dan Issel. I mean, he's better than Byron Beck. That's about all I can say. Thaddeus Young. Yeah, look, I might be overboard on Thad Young, but I do literally think he's a B tier card in this list. Like, he's so good. That base 98, I'm very quick. Excellent defense, decent enough size. Like, Thaddeus Young is a beast. Dave DeBusschere, he's slightly better Billy Cunningham. Like, that's about it. If you put shooting badges on him, he's probably D tier, but it's not really worth it. Chris Webber's actually worse than all these guys. I'll put him in like the bottom of F tier. Jeff Green, if he has shooting badges, he's probably low C tier, but he doesn't out of the box, so I would say like D tier. I think he's actually worse than these three guys personally. If he has shooting badges, he's the best, so I guess I'll put him top of D tier. But Davis Bertons. Dude, Bertons is good. I would put him in B tier. Like, Bertons is actually nice. What jump shot base does he have? I cannot remember. Why was I looking at Juan Toscano? Whatever. Probably doing research or something. I'm not sure. Juan Toscano sucks. Spoiler alert. Davis Bertons is really, really good, though. 46 Hoff badges. Plays well at the power forward or the small forward. He's basically this year's Ryan Anderson, if you remember that card from last year. He has base 13, which is the same as like Larry Johnson, Glenn Rice, Malik Beasley. All really good cards with nice jump shots. He's not the best defender, and he's not the best at attacking the rim, but he's like a pure three-point shooting power forward that has enough length to get rebounds. And I think he's really good. Like, I would prefer to use Danilo just because of how I play, but Bertons is good. Dean Wade, he's better than Aaron Gordon. See, it's all right. Dennis Rodman, he's better than DeBusschere and Billy Cunningham. He's like the apex version of those guys, so I'll put him like low D tier. It's Rodman, dude. I can't lower him down to F tier right now. Derrick Jones Jr., he is the best card in D tier, no question. Like, this card's actually really good, but I don't think he makes C tier. Draymond Pink Diamond, worst card in C tier, but I think he deserves to be there. Maybe he drops down to D at some point, but this card's still pretty good. Dark Matter Draymond. Yeah, he's better than Danny Ferry for sure. Just because he has the ability to play point guard, and he does that very well. So I would say that B tier makes sense for him. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Elton Brand, worst card. Literally the worst card on this list right now. He's so bad. Alvin Hayes. Alvin Hayes is really tough to rank because he's either B or C tier, right? Like, I can say that confidently. It's just a matter of like where does he actually go? Because he's not bad at all. 48 Hoff badges, like he's fast, he can shoot a bit, he can dunk, he can play defense. He does need a bunch of shooting badges. So for that reason, if he's badged up, he's like mid B tier area. But when you first get him, if you don't put any badges on him, he's like C tier. Like the best card in C tier right now, I think, but C tier nonetheless. Like without the additional shooting badges, I'm probably going to use Thaddeus Young, Bertons, Danilo Gallinari, definitely Blake Griffin, definitely Danny Ferry, and definitely Draymond. Eric Paschall, he is, I think Chuma Okeke is slightly better than him, but he is a beast. Like he's going to be towards the top of C tier, all said and done. Eric Paschall's nice, dude. George McGinnis, yeah, F, I guess. I mean, if there's a George McGinnis stan out there, A, congratulations on being like 75. And B, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, he's outdated. He's just not that good right now. Giannis, F. It's just, this Giannis is outdated. He's just super outdated. This Giannis is even slightly better, and I say that he's even D tier. I think he's better than Kenyon Martin. I mean, he's towards the top, I think. This Giannis, same deal, because he lowers your overall a bit, too. So, this is basically just this Giannis with a few additional badges. So, I would put him in, like, D tier. Kevin Garnett. Where's Bosh? Yeah, he's, like, slightly better than Bosh. Depends how you value offense or defense. He's still one of the better defensive big men in the game. His offense just isn't that great. So I would say he's better than Bosh for that reason, but I would use Boris Diaw and Bobby Jones over Kevin Garnett. I just like those two guys, so I mean, it is what it is. It's all personal preference. Glenn Robinson, oh, Glenn Robinson is nasty. He's so good. If he just was a little bit bigger at the power forward position, I think he'd be great, but that base 29 on Very Quick is so nice. Hakeem Warwick, I think he's the best card in D tier, but I don't think he deserves to be up in C tier. Like I said, Draymond's probably going to move down. I like that card, though. Horace Grant. Horace Grant's basically a Bol Bol clone that's like slightly shorter. Other than that, he's good. I wanted to get him through the Ascension this year, but I couldn't do it. Like, it's super annoying. I hate the Ascension so much. I mean, none of the cards end up being like crazy usable or anything, but dude, I wanted Horace Grant, man. Hot Rod Williams. I mean, he's better than Giannis, but like by how much? Like, he just, I don't know, dude. Hot Rod Williams cards, I get it that like they're realistic, like with what he can do and like what his skills are. But at the same time, like if we got fake Alvin Hayes that shoot threes out here, let my man Hot Rod just chuck threes, please. Like, that's all I want. He's got such a cool name. His name is Hot Rod, dude. Like, let him shine. They never let Hot Rod shine. I don't know. I wish he had a more updated card. He's not terrible, though. For certain things, like, he's decent. When it comes to, like, CPU-based challenges, like, not real life, though. Let's see. Isaiah Roby. God, dude, these reward cards are so trash, dude. They're so bad. I'll put him in D. I don't even care. He can at least shoot a little bit. Yeah, whatever. Antoine Jameson level. What's his jump shot base? I don't even remember. Base 40. He's got the Jeremy Lin, Xavier McDaniel release. It's pretty solid. Jaden McDaniel. Shout out to all my Jadens out there. All like 8.5 million of you. I mean D tier. He's like towards the top of D tier, I would say. He's not bad, but Keith Van Horn. You know what? Where's Dean Wade? Yeah, right next to Dean Wade. He's slightly taller, a little bit better. It's Keith Van Horn, dude. He's a white guy that wears hide socks. Like, I have to hype this man. I respect any player in the NBA that hoops in those super high baseball socks. And Keith Van Horn steady did that. Respect. Chris Webber. Chris Webber's A tier. He's so good. Like, he is so good. He's so much better than all the B tier guys. I think, depending on Chris Webber or Antoine Jameson, it's just personal preference over which one's better at either the power forward or the small forward. I think Webber's better as a power forward and Jameson's better as a small forward. Jameson has the better jump shot, but Webber has the better stats and badges, so it's really tough. It just depends what you're looking for. I think they both deserve A tier, though. Desean Tate, I believe he's 6'4". He's good, but he's like a 6'4" power forward. Like, that's not good. Yeah, right there. Whatever. Jared Vanderbilt, he's like a better version of what these Giannis's are, essentially. He can have shooting badges, or more accurately, he's a better version of what Jeff Green is. Jason Tatum. B tier. He's still good. I just don't think he's like A tier level. Like he's not as good as Jameson or Chris Webber. That's my personal opinion. Jeff Green. Oh, Jeff Green is the best card in B tier, no question. Like, I know people are not going to agree with that sentiment, and that's fine. But Jeff Green is a monster on both current and next gen. I don't care. Jerry Lucas. Where's Keith Van Horn? Just throw him over there. I don't think there's any Jerry Lucas stands in the mix, so yeah, it's all good. Joe Smith. You guys know I'm a non-sarcastic Joe Smith stan, dude. Like, he's so good. Base 22, big length. He's the perfect combo forward. I need a dark matter Joe Smith, ASAP. Danny Manning first, then Joe Smith. Yeah, that works for me. Oh, and then Stromile Swift and Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Those are the 4 cards I need in 2K. I won't get Stromile Swift. I don't remember ever seeing him in a 2K, but we'll see. I mean, obviously back in like 2K5, but since then. Jonathan Isaac. I think he's still B tier. He's still good. Everything I said about Joe Smith is like Jonathan Isaac, basically. So, Juan Toscano is so bad. F. I don't care. I don't care. Keldon Johnson, where's Desean Tate? Yeah, like right there. He's just way too small, but other than that, really good. Kenny Walker. Kenny Walker's nice. Like, he's definitely the best card in D tier. I don't think he's quite C tier level, but he's good. Especially for a free diamond, like, shocking. Kmart Jr., where's your dad? D tier. I don't mind this card. He's just small. That's it. Like, Desean Tate, he's the best version of these 3 guys, I think. No, I think Desean Tate actually is, but Kermit Washington, yeah, if he has badges, he's probably a C tier, but he doesn't, so D. He's got a great, no, you know what? He's got a really good jump shot. I will keep him in C tier if I'm not mistaken. Kermit's a beast. I never got a hold of this card. Sometimes the RNG just kills me, dude. It's like these weird random cards that I actually want. Like, they just won't let me have for some reason. Yeah, he's got Exum base on quick, which is really solid, so I'll put him in C tier for that reason. Durant. I don't know, man. I mean, he's outdated for sure. I just think maybe like C tier. No, he's better than Jerry Lucas and Chris Bosh still. I'll put him like right here. Poku. I don't know. I don't really like this card. I think he might be better than Keith Van Horn. He might not. I'm not really sure. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not that high on this card. I know a lot of people are. I'm not. Kevin Garnett. A tier, no question. He is so good defensively. He's got great defensive animations, pretty good jump shot. Everything's okay. I just wish he moved a little bit better. That's the only thing that's really keeping him at S tier. And I think the other guys in S tier are just so good that it's hard to really put KG in there. Like, I can't even confidently say he's that much better than Chris Webber at power forward. I really can't. He's better defensively. Chris Webber's better offensively, so. Oh, Kyle Anderson is a beast, dude. I would put him ahead of Blake Griffin. Like, this card is actually so good. I highly recommend, once the price comes down on this card, to go check it out. Kyle Anderson, his Ruby was fire earlier this year, and this card keeps the trend up. He's good. Kyle Kuzma. We got 2 Kyles in a row. Let's go. C tier. He's all right. He's fallen off a bit. It's not really his fault. It's just, you know, so many good cards have come out since then. Still good, though. Lamar Odom. This one actually hurts me, but I think Lamar Odom's like D tier. He's just super outdated. Still good, though, but I like Lamar Odom this year. I wish he had base 11, though. Okay, this one is without a doubt going to ruffle some feathers right off the bat, but I actually think Dirk is S tier. He's so good this year. He moves so well. Like, he has an effective jump shot now, and that's all Dirk has ever really needed in 2K was like a really easy to use, effective jump shot. And now that we got it, man, Dirk is nasty, dude. Like, he's so good. I need to buy him. I just don't want to pay that much, but I might sell like Shaq or Kareem and just go pick up Dirk. LaMelo Ball, I would put him in D tier. It's just because he's small. That's it. Larry Bird, he's just a little outdated. D tier. Larry Johnson. Oh, Larry Johnson is good. I put him like somewhere in the middle of B tier. He's a really solid card. I don't think he's as good as like Webber or Jameson. Like, those are comparable cards to Larry Johnson. I think they're both better versions, so I'd put him like B tier. LeBron, bottom C tier. Like, this card is definitely outdated for sure. There's so many better options. Like, even picking up someone like Kuzma or Joe Smith might be a better option over this LeBron. I'm almost tempted to put him in D tier, but I know he is a little bit too good for that, just with LeBron's player build and stuff. Same with Durant. Like, both of them aren't very good anymore. Mo Spates. We need a new Mo Spates card, dude. I'm really disappointed that 2K hasn't done like a throwback moment set or something like that to end the season, because that's when we always get like updated cool versions of all these like random role players from NBA history. Like we'll get like Mo Spates, or we'll get who was a really good one last year, like Nerlens Noel. Wasn't throwback moment specifically, but like that period of time is when we got all those cards. So I don't know, I hope they start dropping those later. Mo Harkless. Harkless is decent. I put him in like D tier. I don't think he's necessarily a C tier level guy. Is he worse than Draymond though? I can't say for certain that he is. I feel like he might be better actually. Like, let me take a look. Yeah, 39 Hoffs, like Brook Lopez release, which is like the same as Kristaps. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's decent. He only has gold range. He lacks like a bunch of shooting badges. Yeah, I would put him here. If he's badged up, like definitely C tier. Mo Lucas. Got 2 Mo's in a row. Looks like it's alphabetical or something. I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter. I probably should have shook it up a little bit, but it's fine. Mo Lucas is really good. He just doesn't have the badges necessary, so I'd put him like right here. If he's badged up, he's actually really good. But until that point, yeah, he's like D tier. He plays excellent defense, though. Maxi Kleber, yeah, F. Sorry, all these guys are better. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, he's the best card in trash tier, but trash tier is where he belongs, if I'm being honest. Miles Bridges, top tier D tier card. Really good. You know what? I would actually throw Miles Bridges up here and then put Draymond down, because Bridges is actually really nice. I would put him like around here. He's good. Obi Toppin, I think he's good enough to be up in C tier still. All right, OG Anunoby. So we got 2 OGs in a row. I'd throw this one in like D tier just because he's kind of small. So I'd put him by like, he's like a superior version of Desean Tate, Kenny Martin, or whatever. This one's actually pretty good though. I would put him like around Thaddeus Young, Davis Bertons, Gallinari. Really good card. Altogether, just solid. Larry Johnson is a good comparison, so that actually makes sense. O'Shea Brissett. O'Shea Brissett is C tier. This card is actually nice. Like, shockingly, he's a little bit on the small side, but he's tight. I like this card. I like some of these season rewind cards, man. I don't think any of them like crack my actual lineup, but they're fun to use, you know? This one's ruffling some feathers as well, for sure, which is Pascal Siakam. I mean, dude, Siakam's really, really good and everything, but at the same time, I don't think he's on the level of these A-tier guys. Like, just, he's slightly out of there. And I think once I fill this out, like, it'll definitely, you know, kind of show a little bit more. Siakam's incredible, and for a card under 50K, like, he's one of the best cards you can buy for under 50K. I do think Weber is slightly better, but at the same time, like, Siakam's a beast. He can compete with anyone. I just think the A-tier guys are a little bit better than him. Nothing personal whatsoever. I like the card a lot. Paul George. Yeah, I don't care. I'm putting him in D tier. I don't even think he's that much better than Lamar Odom, to be completely honest. He's the best card in D tier, I think, but yeah, that's how I feel. LeBron gets a pass because he's LeBron, but Paul George, nah. Put him in D. I don't care. Paul Millsap. I think he's barely C tier still, but he's definitely there, you know? PJ Washington. Dude, they always do PJ Washington cards so dirty in 2K, but I feel like this year they actually did him pretty okay. Like, shockingly. Yeah, 47 Hoffs, like Dion Waiters base, which is actually really good. Same release as like Cliff Robinson. So I would throw him towards the top of C tier, if I'm being real. Like, he's good. Rashard Lewis. Where's LeBron? Yeah, like right there. He's good, especially because they upgraded everything, you know? Richard Dumas. Yeah, right here. Outdated squad. I think Dumas is actually better than Paul George. I honestly, like, I do. Robert Covington. Covington's a beast, dude. Like, he definitely still deserves to be in C tier. Where's O'Shea Brissett? Yeah, like right there. He's good. Andre Karolinko. I think he is literally like bottom B tier, but he's still there. Like, I do believe he's still there. Like, I would still use him over Horace Grant, Alvin Hayes. Glenn Robinson, I personally like base 29 a lot, so I might use Glenn Robinson over him. But I'll probably use Karolinko over like Kuzma, Joe Smith, Chuma, etc. Like, I think he is better. He might drop kind of similar to how Draymond happened once I fill it out a little bit more, but I still think he's good, you know? The moment you've all been waiting for. Bol Bol. B tier. I'm just kidding. No, he's S tier, dude. Yeah, it's Bol Bol, dude. He's an invincible Bol Bol with 99 everything. He might be the only card in the game better than Giannis, maybe LeBron. But Bol Bol's stupid. Like, he's dumb. Rondé Hollis Jefferson, I think he's like bottom C tier. He's really good, like, surprisingly. He's no Chuma Okeke, I will say that, but Rondé's good. All things considered, he's fire, dude. Rudy, best card in C tier. Don't even care what anyone has to say about that. Yeah, I mean, objectively, Alvin Hayes and Horace Grant are probably better, but I always hype Rudy when I can. Rudy LaRusso, another Rudy. Yeah, I mean, he's probably like right here, D tier. I like this card when he came out, though. If we can get like a shooting guard Rudy LaRusso, like a Dark Matter like we did last year for maybe like TTO or something, I'd be hyped on that. That'd be stoked. Like, I'd be sick. Rudy Tomanovich, F. I mean, he's just outdated. I think he might be a little too good for F tier. I don't remember exactly what his badge count is. I remember when this card came out, like, he was very solid and very slept on and like fun generally. 22 Hoffs, like, it's not bad. Yeah, this card was actually super slept on with the Kobe Bryant base and everything. Yeah, I would actually put him up here. He's actually pretty good. I would like a new Rudy Tomanovich card because this card's not bad at all. It just, unfortunately, it was behind a lock-in, so like not many people had it. He's actually much better than people remembered. Rui Hachimura, he is too good to be in D tier, but I don't really like this card. I would throw him like right around Paul Millsap. Still solid though, but I'm not a big fan. Sadiq Bey, Sadiq Bey is nasty. He's a little bit too small, but yeah. Where's Boris Diaw? I'll put him like right here. He's good, like very good. Just a little bit too small, but he's got that same Eddie Jones jumper that I like a lot, so. Sekou Doumbouya. Sekou is really good as well. I would actually throw him by like Robert Covington. They're pretty comparable cards. I think Robert Covington's slightly better, but Sekou is really good as well. Shane Battier, just quite not good enough for C tier. But Battier is a pure 3-and-D guy if that's what you're looking for a budget. I just think there's so many better budget options. He's not even worth picking up for any reason whatsoever, unless you're like a huge Shane Battier fan for some reason. That's like the only reason you'd pick him up, and he's solid for that. Sean Kemp, this card sucks. At this point, when he came out, he was pretty good, but this Sean Kemp, I would throw him in B tier. He's really super solid. Like, that's about all I can really say. He does everything pretty well. I mean, he dunks hard. He can shoot the rock. He's got nice size, nice player ability. Grabs rebounds. He's very like middle of the road, very solid. I would probably use him as my power forward over a lot of the guys in. Pretty much all the guys in C tier, actually. Like, personal preference wise, I'd probably use like Rudy or like Glenn Robinson just because I like those jumpers a lot more. But Sean Kemp's not bad at all. And depending on the play style, like, obviously you might choose Jonathan Isaac, Karolinko, Rudy. Rudy might move up to B tier just because I'm biased. Sidney Wicks, where's Jeff Green? Yeah, like right there. He's like Jared Vanderbilt with like a max wingspan. No shooting badges. Still good. When he came out, I was so hyped. Like, for the card, I was so hyped. But then I played with him, and I'm like, damn, not that good. Thaddeus Young. Oh, Thad's a beast, dude. Where is Derek Jones? Yeah, right there. Thaddeus Young's tight. He's so good. I just like Thaddeus Young cards this game. I don't know, man. I think it's like a personal preference thing. We got some bangers at the end here. This one is also going to ruffle some feathers, and I will explain my logic right now. Thonmaker, A tier. Now look, the reason I'm putting Thonmaker in A tier as opposed to S tier, which I know a lot of people probably wanted him to go. The reason has a lot to do with Bol Bol and Giannis specifically. Now, Bol Bol and Giannis are very similar to Thonmaker in how they play. And obviously, not even just in my opinion, I think generally they are superior versions to what Thonmaker does. Like, Thonmaker is 7 foot tall with a 7'3" wingspan. He can play the power forward or the small forward. Jump shot wise, he has jump shot 47, which is Julius Randle, Taco Fall, Joel Embiid. A jump shot that is okay, but I don't really think is great. He has the Kobe Bryant upper, which is very solid. On very quick. He's moves around very well. I don't think there's anything wrong with the way he moves or anything about the card, period. I just think because we have two vastly superior versions kind of what Thonmaker is, an extremely lanky defense, shot blocking, power forward / small forward in Giannis and Bol Bol. I don't think I can put him on the same level as those two guys because these two are a wash as far as like how good they actually are. I feel like everyone is under the impression and the knowledge that Giannis and Bol Bol are superior to Thon Maker. So for that reason, I'm going to put him at the top of A tier. Now, that being said, if you still use Thon Maker, dude, he's still fire. Like, I just don't want to spend 100K on him, but I still want the card. I just don't want to spend that much MT, but he's good. Thurl Bailey. Thurl Bailey is basically a worse version of what Thon Maker is. So for that reason, I would put him in B tier. Like, that's how I feel. Now, could you get a lot of the productivity that Thon Maker gives you by using someone like Thurl Bailey if he has upgraded shooting badges? Yes. Is Thurl Bailey on the same level as Thon Maker? No, he is not. Tim Duncan. I like Tim Duncan a lot, but I will be objective about this. I think he is B tier, and I think Pascal Siakam is a better card than Tim Duncan. Like, that's the reason that's the reason I have Pascal Siakam in B tier, because I do generally believe Antoine Jameson and Chris Webber are superior versions of what Pascal Siakam brings to your team. Granted, he's a more affordable option, which makes him great. I think he is an excellent card, because I know people are going to be pissed about this. By the way, I'm moving Rudy up to B tier. Don't even care. Yeah, that's it. Tim Duncan's great. He is an invincible card. I just don't like his jump shot. I think that does keep him out of A tier. Like, he does everything Garnett does, but Garnett has a much better jumper. So for that reason, I'm going to put him in B tier. Still an effective card. Way too expensive, though. I will say that. They could have at least gave him a different jump shot. They gave Shaq a new jump shot. They gave LeBron a new jump shot. You couldn't give my man Tim Duncan just like a pretty solid release. Not saying he had to have Exum base or anything, but you couldn't have given him, like, I don't know, Thurl Bailey's release, maybe a little base 22 action. If you didn't want to go that route, you couldn't have given Brook Lopez release. Brook Lopez release would have been great. I overpronounced my B right there because I'm so mad. God, dude, they always do my man Tim Duncan so dirty. Like, they always do Dirk dirty too. This year they rectified that. But Tim Duncan, they're still not rectifying. It's ridiculous. What did Tim Duncan do to 2K? What did he do to Ronnie? Tony Kukoc. Top C tier. He's still really good. I think all the guys in B tier are slightly better than him, though. There was talks that this guy was the best card in the game for like a little bit when he came out. I think that was just recency bias. Having played with him since then, he's still incredibly good. But like, I would probably use all of these guys at the power forward position over him. Like Sean Kemp at the power forward position, I'd probably still run him over Kukoc. Also, I'm still mad he took that final shot instead of Scottie Pippen. I'll say it. I don't even care. We should have got Dino. If we had Dino Raja instead of Tony Kukoc, all right, I'm getting ahead of myself. Xavier McDaniel, beast, C tier. I know people always laugh because I say like, oh, dude, he's a beast, C tier. All right, C tier is a good tier. These cards are all more than usable. Like, I think the cutoff line is C tier. Like, these are the usable cards, C, B, A, S. These are the cards you should upgrade from, D, F, and trash. That's how I feel. Zion. Zion's still C tier. I would put him somewhere around like Durant. No, I'd probably put him around like Sadiq Bey and Boris Diaw. I think that's kind of effective. Both of these cards are basically the same. I would put him right here. Let me double check before I end this video. Like, let me compare the two Zions just to make sure they're as similar as I think, because I like to do as good of a job as possible when I am doing these lists. So, you know, I always try, and I don't do them beforehand. Like, I don't sit there and do like a run through. I do these all on the fly. Yeah, they're basically the same card. I believe Dark Matter Zion is better stats-wise in a lot of things, but not by much. He does draw fouls at a higher rate, though, and he's better in the post. Ball handling doesn't mean anything, so I would put Opal Zion would be like behind Boris Diaw, because I think Boris Diaw is better. Dark Matter Zion would probably be like, yeah, he's better than Chuma Okeke. He's better than Joe Smith. I'm sorry, he is. And Kuzma. I think Xavier McDaniel, yeah, he's probably right around here. I don't think he's necessarily B tier anymore. Still really good, though. I actually put him at the top. He's probably at the top somewhere with Kukoc, I would say. And then this one's not far behind. I'd put him around Joe Smith, but I'd still probably use like Kuzma and them over him. And Rudy's my boy, so he gets B tier. Anyways, that is the list. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought. Sorry, like I said, dude, my throat, it's like allergy season, and it's super like rainy and muggy over where I live, so like my throat is always super duper scratchy around this time, so it's hard to power through and do videos that are 36 minutes long sometimes. So I appreciate you guys for not flaming me too hard about that, but I will be dropping the center tier list later. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this tier list and like all the tier lists in general. And I will be back with another pack opening tomorrow, which I hope goes better than today. We'll see. Check the description for all my stuff. And if you haven't watched the rest of the tier list for small forward, shooting guard, and point guard, go check those out. I also dropped like a top 10 budget cards video last night at like 10:30 p.m. So not a lot of people saw it. So have a good day, guys. Peace.